Whole Foods. It's where you go when you need organic kale after a spiritual crisis at Pilates. Costco. It's where you go when you need 2 gallons of mayonnaise and the validation of a crowd cheering for free samples of fossil fuel. Welcome back to Outrageous Foods, the show where I question why America needs to buy 48 rolls of toilet paper at once and then somehow endorse the purchase of it. Today, the duel of 2 grocery gods. One started as a temple of purity until an algorithm took over and now sells lawnmowers and kitty litter, probably both made in China. The other, written off as a bulk bin of peasantry, now celebrated by Michelin star influencers. And by Michelin star, I might mean the tires more so than the restaurant thing. But first, a little context. According to Forbes, 90% of Americans are worried about the prices of groceries. So, groceries matter, even if it means running counterculture to the tribes eyeing your grocery cart. It's a jungle out there, so let's dive in. The cult of the whole paycheck. Whole Foods started as a counterculture food temple, a sanctuary for organics, ethics, and the type of people who ask kale how their day is going. Sound hippie-ish? It was. Back in 1980, 2 granola-y food stores joined forces and opened the first Whole Foods in Austin, Texas. Hey, I bet Willie Nelson was there. And for a while, it worked, but it also grew. By the 1990s, Whole Foods was expanding nationally so fast, Willie Nelson would have found it alarming. I remember when I walked into my first Whole Foods in 1998, I got some habanero ostrich sausages and brought them back to my hippie friend's house in Berkeley, California. Those stoners never ate so good. Today, Whole Foods has 2 identities: eco-conscious wellness retreat and the world's most beautifully lit CVS. Outrageous food rating, 7 out of 10. Better food than your average grocery store. Even better vibes, but confusing price to salad bar ratio. Costco, the people's champion. Sorry, Dwayne Johnson. The people's elbow has nothing on Kirkland maple syrup. Costco is the opposite energy to Whole Foods. Costco doesn't seduce you. Costco dares you. You walk in for some milk, you walk out with 5 gallons of mayonnaise, a 72-pack of batteries, and a sense of accomplishment. But was it always like this? Yeah. Costco started back in 1983 in Seattle when 2 guys said, what if warehouse shopping could be kind of nice? And America said, you had me at 3 pallets of Coca-Cola. Costco isn't a lifestyle store choice. Costco is a UFC level fight for values. It comes down to one thing and one thing only: bulk versus inflation. A hot dog priced at $1.50 for life versus global economic uncertainty times infinity. And unlike Whole Foods, Costco didn't pitch virtue. It weaponized value. $200 for a month's worth of quinoa and candles at Whole Foods, or $60 a year to feel like a prepper with an accountant. Costco became the most relatable flex in retail. I may not be rich, but I got 96 rolls of toilet paper. 95. And when Whole Foods went corporate, Costco stayed shockingly consistent. The founder literally said, we will never raise the price of the hot dog, even if it bankrupts them. This is the stuff of revolutions. Today, Costco has 2 identities: America's value fortress, but with an ungodly amount of pastries, and a theme park for people with SUVs. Outrageous food rating, 10 out of 10. When you think about food prices in 2025, Costco is worth it. The Whole Foods identity crisis. Welcome to the Amazon era. Whole Foods has changed. Sure, The price has dropped a little bit, but the mystique has dropped a lot. The aisles used to feel like they were farmers markets curated by a PhD in culinary anthropology. Now it's all prime signage and barcodes, and those rotisserie chickens suspiciously feel like the ones that came from Costco. Whole Foods is like the smart kid from your high school who went to Silicon Valley to get the big job, but ended up at LinkedIn. Sure, it's cooler than selling insurance, but not as cool as working at Apple. Outrageous quality control food rating, 6 out of 10. Sure, Whole Foods still beats your average supermarket, but it lost just a little bit in the soul department. Costco's glow up when bulk became bougie. Meanwhile, Costco went quietly prestige. Organic options suddenly exploded. Kirkland wines became sommelier approved, and that bakery became the last place on earth where bread doesn't cost you a lot of dough. Costco basically said, what if cheap wasn't cheap? What if cheap was elite? And guess what? Americans ate it up. Literally. Outrageous food rating, 11 out of 10. I've said it before and I'll say it again. When it comes to food prices in 2025, Costco effing rules. Here's the twist. Whole Foods and Costco are kind of the same thing. They're both in the business of selling a worldview. For Whole Foods, that worldview is clean living, curated products, being conscientious about the earth. For Costco, it's all about abundance, efficiency, and frankly, shameless capitalism. And in an economy where everything feels expensive, you got to do more than offer value. You've got to offer a sense of identity through value. That's why people love Buc-ee's. They get an emotional return at the cash register. And yeah, it's more than just not having to pay a 5% wellness fee. So, whether you're paying $28 a pound for organic ginger or buying a 6-pound pumpkin for $5, you're not buying food at Costco or Whole Foods. You're buying the permission to feel good about your purchasing choices. Costco versus Whole Foods, who wins? The answer is simple. Whoever gets you to feel good about spending your money. Costco is a dopamine factory. Whole Foods is aspirational therapy, and it comes down to this. Grocery stores aren't just grocery stores anymore. Grocery stores aren't grocery stores. They are temples where we worship narratives like health, value, convenience, and control. All right, so Costco versus Whole Foods. Who's winning? Here's the thing. They're both winning, but not on food. They're winning on meaning. They both offer us comfort in these chaotic times, and they both make us believe that we are being smart shoppers even when we are buying their water. P.S. Water is free. And in this current economic climate, they are proving that the best value when it comes to dining out is actually dining in via retail. So, if you like this video, hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, consider dropping a comment. Are you team Whole Foods? Are you team Costco? Are you team none of the above? Also, should I do a video on Trader Joe's? Spoiler alert, I already have.